Virgo, welcome. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your new moon in Libra reading occurring on October the 2nd, about the time that you're receiving this video. This is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with all of you. Certainly look in the description box below if you're interested in a personal reading where I offer a number of different kinds of readings. I am happy to be here, and I am so happy that you're here because I rely upon your presence to do what I do. So thank you for all the support that you give me. It is felt and absolutely cherished. So let's look at your overall energy for the month of, or the new moon in Libra, the Page of Pentacles. What is beautiful about this is it resonates with a certain innocence that is a part of the Virgo character. There's an openness, a willingness to help, a sense of duty and attention to following the rules, paying attention to all the details, being mindful of the way things should be. And with the Page of Pentacles, you are open to understanding the way to proceed in an orderly procedure, in an orderly fashion towards your goals. This is you being willing to learn, to understand, to know whatever is necessary as you move forward on something that feels like a new enterprise. It doesn't have to be something material. It doesn't have to be. This can be a new lifestyle, a new way of integrating your talents into something you've already achieved. So that elevates that to a new level. So let's find out what this is about. In your 10th house, the house of your social identity, the way others see you, the Wheel of Fortune. This is such a beautiful card, describing in many ways, because you are accomplished, the Virgos I'm talking to have achieved something substantial. And there's a way in which you are elevating this accomplishment by centering your own needs, by integrating every aspect of who you are into what you already do. And so that's refashioning what you do in a new way. By putting yourself in the center of the wheel, you're not subject to all the vicissitudes of activity, the ups and downs, the emotional roller coaster in the same way, although it requires a certain vulnerability, truthfulness to prioritize what you want, right? There's a certain way you have to claim that, and that requires some vulnerability. But because of that, you recognize challenges as just simply being a part of the path to success. You don't view challenges as personal. You don't view your ups and downs, the successes, as entirely dependent on your action. You recognize that this is a part of creating something, accomplishing something, moving towards success. So you're able to ride the waves. That's what I'm looking for, in a way that doesn't diminish you, doesn't distract from the challenge that you are uh, investing in, and refashioning something that you have been very successful at so far. In the first house, the Nine of Wands, this is interesting because it shows that you are exhausted from the various approaches that you have engaged in over the many years that you've been working in this particular lane, working in this particular organization or profession. And it has required a lot. You have sacrificed a lot. You have invested everything from your heart in what you do to the best of your ability. Right now, I understand that you see that you can switch up your tactics a little bit here. There's new strategies, and that new strategy is key to this ability to center who you are and to prioritize that as being the element X that is making your achievement something that is more authentic to you, something unique to you, something only you can contribute, a perspective only you have. Depending on the field, the profession, the arena of activity, this applies to. This is about recognizing you can have it all. You can be who you are and be an accomplished professional. And there is some dissonance there between your experience, perhaps in your personal life, that has not matched the success you've gained in your professional life. In the fourth house, the Temperance card. This is your roots, your foundation, your family of origin, habits that have been cultivated through your conditioning. The Temperance card is describing, wow, the angel makes it look so easy to shift this fluid from one cup to another, and the beautiful halo, the lovely landscape, but this is not easy. This ability, the Grand Alchemist, this is called in some decks, referring to the alchemist's tasks, a metaphoric task of turning the animal instincts, the base nature of human beings, the lead, into gold, which is the ultimate spiritual refinement that is accomplished over a lifetime of mitigating and uh, reflecting between the opportunities outside of you and the opportunities those invoke within you. So there's a constant refinement of all your experiences. Another way of describing the learning and the healing that you're doing as you experience things differently. Even if you're working on the same theme, self love, for instance, many of us are working on that. This is something you continue to learn more and more and more about. The healing cycle never stops, it keeps spiraling. But this is indicating that it has been hell. These two cups quite likely contained not free flowing, refreshing liquid, but storms, tornadoes, thunder, and lightning, broken heart, blood. There, you've been through a lot. This is hard, hard work, and it's work we do our whole lives. So this is what's supporting this beautiful realization that you have, that you are now at a place where you recognize you can put all of you into something you are achieving to make it even more successful and more pleasurable, more joyful for you, not just this hard work that has you banged up and exhausted. In the seventh house, the house of your significant others, we have the Hanged One. This is about stepping back to get some perspective. And for you, this is particular to your relationships. You're evaluating and assigning value to significant relationships in a very different way than you have in the past. And you're giving yourself some time to step back and really understand that you need to cultivate this higher perspective. You need to see it from the long view. And it's something perhaps that was so conditioned, it may have been a struggle in some way from your earliest years. Relationships may have seemed imbalanced, uh, or something that wasn't talked about, a lot of assumptions made about what relationships should be. And this may have eluded you. There's a way in which you have applied your sense of duty, uh, uh, giving, caretaking, attentiveness to relationships that has left you feeling personally unfulfilled, as though it was your job to provide for, not to receive that same love or reciprocity in return. There may be an actual fear of intimacy for some kind of trauma or difficult challenge you faced in your family or your coming of age experience. So you're really understanding that in order to recognize the opportunities out there, in order to see the offers for what they are, you must think differently. You must see more. You must perceive things in a more holistic way. I'm going to pull an oracle card and hope that you are resonating with this reading, Virgo. If you are, please like this video, please share it with others who may enjoy it, and certainly subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It is so appreciated. And I pulled Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. This is resonating with those of you that feel that you are stepping out of a box that you have safely and maybe not even happily allowed yourself to be contained within. You fulfilled some expectations. You may have gone over and above what was expected of you in some particular arena. But now that you are seeing that, integrating your authentic self, grabbing, reaching for the joy, for the pleasure, for the exuberance that you experience as part of doing your part, as part of your responsibility, you may feel awkward, you may feel uncomfortable, you may feel actually timid, fearful that others are not going to trust you, recognize your new leaf, hear you, or recognize your quest for a more holistic experience of love, a more authentic expression of who you are. The Nine of Wands in the first house is clarified by the Seven of Cups. Well, here you are with many, many offers. It's interesting because part of the energy of the new moon, sorry about that, I just kicked the camera, is the idea that you are evaluating yourself differently. You're identifying your value in a way that is prompting you to be more critical or to consider more closely the offers and invitations you're receiving. Things that you once thought would be, that you would desire. And this usually comes sort of with the trappings of success. So the Virgos among you who are successful, and I believe I'm speaking to a few, quite a few, you are no longer enticed by the baubles and beads, the attractive, sexy partner, the big bank account, the new car, if you ever were. Something tells me that many of you are not that superficial. However, you are grounded, you are an earth sign, so you value real comforts, a real bank account, real savings, real tools to provide for yourself and your loved ones. So I'm not minimizing the material rewards that are available, but you understand that many of these rewards are distractions from the direction you're moving in now. You may not need more money. You may need more authentic integration, more joy, more pleasure, which in and of itself could indeed lead to all of these rewards and more. So this is a card that counsels you to not be distracted by people wanting you to be in their thing, because you are successful, you are accomplished, you do have a unique perspective. But you're going to evaluate those opportunities carefully and make sure they're not taking you off course. The Temperance card in the fourth house is clarified by the Ace of Cups. I love this because this feels like something you have been chasing for a while. And this sense of love, being in the flow, being in attunement with others, perhaps a particular other, or the passion and devotion that is prompted by the work that you do, the love of your craft. This is very real. And this is actually elevating your romantic or your personal or relationships to a new level because of your authentic investment in them. Something tells me that you are experiencing love in a way that you never have before. Self-love, love of works, passion, relationships, friendship. The value of deep connection is something that you recognize and you are allowing to flow. This is particularly rich for those of you that are creatives or work in a creative industry or field where you're evaluating the creative efforts of others, the things others have built. You're surveying that. This is all about your greater heightened appreciation of the beauty, the value, the harmony, or the challenge, perceptual and conceptual challenges of an authentic work of art, as an example. But this is having an effect on your friendships, on your self-regard, self-respect, and your sense that you are enough. You are happily enough. It doesn't mean that you are single or you have to stay single or that you have to have a partner. It means that you evaluate those partners, you see them differently. You see their value just as you are understanding your own value in a much more creative, playful, joyful way. The Hangman in the seventh house is clarified by the Eight of Swords. This is all about the uh, unsolicited advisement, opinions, information, the wisdom you've accumulated through your experience that weighs on you. It may be weighing specifically on relationship. It may be weighing on the consideration of offers you're receiving. There are a lot of reasons why you can survey the realm of strategies you can pick from, the ideas that feel relevant to the particular path you're on. But ultimately, this is trapping you. And this seems to relate to the way that you're transitioning out of a way that you've always complied to the expectations of others, the way that you've always done your bit according to the rules. You've carefully applied yourself to the rules. You're careful about the words you use. You're careful about your expression. You're careful about the way that you invest in your relationships with others or how you manage resources together. This is now putting me in mind of a separation or a departure from a long-standing relationship. It can be a job, it can be a person, it can be a family where things have gotten excessively tangled or the legal requirements or mediations are messy and you're feeling bound and tied to a lifestyle or an experience that you no longer are resonating with. The key to this card is that the trap is within your mind. It's within your perception. It's only a trap because you perceive it as so. If it's simply about separating, it may take time. There may be a lot of people involved. There may be a lot of resistance. There may be a partner or an organization that doesn't want to let you go. So they're making it as difficult as possible. You can accept that and still recognize, let that go, surrender that, use your intuition. You already know what's right for you. The cups all over this reading are about this new sense of self regard, this new sense of imperative for self respect, that you deserve to be happy, that you need not comply with a situation in which you can't be yourself or express yourself as creatively as you are capable of. And if a relationship is no longer a place where you can be that, it is important that you step up to that truth, that you face that truth, and that it may perhaps be the truth that sets you free. The Wheel of Fortune in the 10th house is clarified by the Seven of Swords. So this is the second seven. And again, sevens are always about being on your path, being being in a place of purpose and mission in your work. So there's a greater goal. There's a greater contribution you want to make, an impact you want to make among those you work or live amongst or in the world at large. Seven of Swords is about this. It's more about the resistance that you're experiencing as you make changes, as you reach for something that doesn't look familiar to others. They perhaps haven't seen you make the demands or look towards the deeper integration of yourself into your work or your life. They've not seen the part of you that is not simply responding to the demands that are made of you, but that actually have ideas for your own success and happiness, which quite likely bring up a lot of fear for them. They may be losing you. They may not understand what it is you want to do. They may feel inadequate to the task that you want to mount. Whatever the reason, you're not letting this stop you. And something tells me that this has stopped you many times before. The resistance, the crying, the holding on of somebody to the you that they want has stopped you, has held you back. It may not have kept you nailed down, but it has prevented you from moving on. And that's what you're finally seeing. You're actually seeing that this situation, no matter how stressful it is, it elicits self-doubt in you about the possibility of something better, instead of this acceptance that people are going to challenge you when you want to do something, especially if you've always rolled over in the past and conceded to what it was that they wanted. Now you're standing up for yourself, you're articulating an idea, you want some help with it, maybe you need their cooperation in some way. They're panicked. And that in the past has elicited your nurturing side, your service side, your desire to help. So I see you actually allowing all of this to marinate in your ability to step back from the situation and just allow yourself to catch up with who you are now, to stay in the present with the abundance, with the inspiration you're experiencing, and to move forward on that basis. So I'm going to pull a chakra love card, and I pull truth. This is the throat chakra. This is the area of your natural gifts. You are a communicator, Virgo. And the card reads, speak from your heart. It is the only thing worth listening to. Thank you so much, Virgo, for this reading. I hope it has been helpful. Until next time, namaste.